Right, and you're welcome back here to News Desk. Let's get into other matters. Now, the Electoral Commission is facing intense scrutiny for members of Parliament, some of whom questioned its credibility in the eyes of the public. These came up during a marathon meeting between the EC boss and the parliamentarians earlier today. In a meeting that lasted for several hours, the lawmakers sought to find out from the EC boss, Dr. Kujafa, projections for the provision of security during elections and also the issue of no verification, no vote. If you recall, participants at a consultative forum in the Eastern region appealed to the Electoral Commission to critically look at the no verification, no vote rule that was used during the conduct of the 2012 general elections to ensure that no eligible voter was disenfranchised. David Agbe, as Executive Director of the Ghana Institute of Governance and Security, has joined me over the telephone. We'll look at this and other matters over the next few minutes. Hello, David. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Kamani.
Let's start off with your thinking into the calls for, a second look at no verification, no votes.
Yes, precisely so that we need to take a second look at the CI-75, which generated a lot of, debate during the election period and even after the election. You realize that, the opposition party took Electoral Commission and, the NDC government to court. And so the prescriptions that were made by the judges, the 9 panel judges, was that there needs to be a certain review with regards to our electoral system. So we all buy into that idea that there is a need for us to reform, certain things and make certain recommendations to make sure that our electoral system becomes more refined. And so we agree with all the debate going on. However, we should not put all the blame on the Electoral Commission. All the major political parties and all of us need to be directly involved so that we need to actually reform the system. But we believe that the panacea for all these things is to make sure that we have the Ghana card. When we have the Ghana card, all these issues will be resolved, because if you look at the emerging challenges as we have here, we have registration and voting, which we have unqualified people who normally, parade around and to cast their vote. But if we have the Ghana card, where you could go, you could walk to any polling station, show your identity, give your Ghana card, and then it could be verified and authenticated that, yes, this person, you are an indigent or you are a citizen of this country. So once you've attained the age of 18, you have every legal right to cast your vote, to also demonstrate that, yes, you believe in our system. Fine enough. But when we have all these kind of bottlenecks, where we do not have any credible identity card to point to the fact that you are Ghanaian, we always have all these kind of challenges. So the way forward is to make sure that we have the Ghana card, which we could use to demonstrate at any polling station.
Getting the Ghana card has proven to be a very difficult task. The NIA itself is having challenges of its own in providing cards for even people who registered a very long time ago. And so I have reservations about the fact that the Ghana card could be our only way out of having the CI-75 serve a better purpose. If we wanted to tweak this in the short to medium term, considering that 2016 is just barely 2 years away, how best can we tweak it?
Don't forget of the fact that 2012 election, we spent over billions of cedis to make sure that we get these, cards, where we all used it to vote. I mean, it was so expensive for us to generate all those cards. But if government could actually pay particular attention to make sure that everybody have these identification card, I mean, it will eliminate all these kind of, problems. But when we continue to procrastinate, and we want to cheat the system, and we want to manipulate systems, then we will be avoiding all these kind of situations. I mean, recently, South African people, they voted. I mean, what made the system credible was the fact that everybody was having a credible identification card. And even you don't need, during election time, you don't need to travel from Accra to come to Ashanti region to cast your vote. Once you've registered, you could be verified at that point to make sure that you cast your vote.
I do not doubt the ability of the Ghana card solving a lot of our credibility problems when it comes to the electoral register. But I doubt that we will be able to get it within the time frame that we have. We have a lot of government agencies spending money on their own biometric registration, and we have the NIA on the other hand, lacking the funds to go ahead and provide us with this Ghana card. And so project into the future, I don't see this happening.
Yes, then you don't see it happening because we are not seeing a level of, commitment coming from government that they need to make sure that all of us need to have that credible card. If government is more committed, if government wants a transparent system of elections, the way forward is to make sure that everybody has a transparent identification card where nobody could vote twice, where nobody will have multiple voting, multiple registration and all those things. The way forward is to make sure that we push the government to look for funding agencies so that we'll be able to use it to get the Ghana card for everybody. That will ensure and eliminate all these kind of blame game all over, accusing the electoral commissioner, accusing all the electoral agencies of not doing the right thing. But if government wants a system where there could be transparent election in this country, we should have the national identification card, and that is the way forward. Because we will continue to blame everybody if we do not have this, card, which will be able to tell everybody that yes, you are a citizen of Ghana and you can cast your vote at one police station. You cannot cast your vote twice. You cannot travel from Greater Accra to Ashanti region. You cannot travel from Greater Accra to Volta region to cast your vote. Wherever that you are and you have a Ghana card, it should be able to give you a way for you to cast your vote. And that will solve all these kind of, problems. Why do we have to, every year, every 4 years, we have to be battling with all these issues, while the solution is there to make sure that everybody will have one identification card. All over the world, all the developed world, they have a very system where they could track everybody. You don't need to travel from one point to another. With your card alone, it identifies you wherever that you go. And so that is what we need to push the government to solicit for funds, to be able to make sure that we resolve these things once and for all.
Right. David, we'll leave our conversation here for now. Thank you very much for your time. David Agbe is Executive Director for the Ghana Institute of Governance and Security.